Vandeham Shri Guru Shiyata Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Scha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadutam Parijna Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shivashikam Vitam Scha Om Jnana Timaranda Sha Gyanajana Shlakaya Shakshuram Yena Tasma Shri Gurave Nama Gorva Beastam Supurakam Gurganara Sesha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samastaveda Nipanam Shri Rupa Patanugam Govinda Bidam Ujwalam Bharatanum Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Mande Vishwa Guruncha Divyat Bhagavat Prem Noe Bija Pradam Devam Divyatanum Suchandabadanam Balarka Shelan Shitam Sandrananda Puram Sadekavaranam Vairagya Vidyam Buddhim Sri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Banditam Shubhanam Malika Sharanam Nyashishvara Sridharam Vanshakopatarubyasya Kripasindubhyevacha Patitanam Pavenibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo 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 Mahamananyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Namo. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupad. This is Madhya-lila chapter 16, the Lord's attempt to go to Vrindaban. Goda Dhyanam Gora Mega Shinchan Svalokanamritai Bhavagni Dagda Janata Viruda Sama Jivayat. By the nectar of his personal glance, the cloud known as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu poured water upon the garden of Godadesh and revived the people who were like creepers and plants burning in the forest fire of material existence. So Godadesh refers to Bengal. So by the nectar of his personal glance, the cloud known as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu poured water upon the garden of Godadesh and revived the people who were like creepers and plants burning in the forest fire of material existence. So we've heard the cloud analogy before when it was talking about the Ramananda Sambad, where Mahaprabhu is conversing with Ramananda, and Ramananda was compared to a cloud, and the Mahaprabhu was compared to the ocean, and it was saying that the cloud fills up with water which is drawn from the ocean and then pours rain back onto the ocean. So all the conclusions, Mahaprabhu was presenting Ramananda Ray as if he were his guru. He even said, Kiba Vipra Kiba Nyashi Shudra Kaninoye Krishna Tattva Veta Se Guru Hoy. When Ramananda complained that I'm just a Shudra and you're a Brahmin sannyasi, how can I be giving you answers? Because Mahaprabhu was asking the questions. And Mahaprabhu said, whatever you are, Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi. I may be a Vipra, I may be a Brahmin, Kiba Vipra, Kiba Nyasi, I may be a sannyasi, Shudra Kaninoi, and you may define yourself as a Shudra, but Ye Krishna Tattva Veta Se Guru Hoy. If you can explain all about Krishna, then you are to be accepted as a guru. But actually, Mahaprabhu was taking that position, and even later when he met with Rupa Sanatan, he said, whatever I'm saying is what I heard from Ramananda Ray. But in the beginning, the cloud analogy is used to show that whatever Mahaprabhu was hearing from Ramananda Ray was all conclusions that had been drawn, just like the water drawn from the ocean, coming back as rain. Whatever Mahaprabhu was hearing was something that started from him. Can you ask them to tone it down a little?
They've arrived.
Huh?
They just arrived.
Oh, Oh, it's Ramananda. I was just talking about Ramananda. Oh, I thought it was just commotion going on in the kitchen.
Commotion of arriving.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Janavi. There's Janavi. Ramananda. And Janavi and Janaki. Janaki, you look very strong. That's what they say in India. Janaki, cuando dicen que una persona ha aumentado en peso, dicen que oh, tú pareces muy, you look very strong. No, eso es sweater he told me. Janavi's in the jacket. Janavi is in the jacket. She's the elder. And Janaki by the door. She's youngest. And then Ramananda. Where's Ramananda? He was here a minute ago. Ah. They just arrived. Trajeron las deidades, ¿no? Ah, muy bien. Apaga eso. Well, I just said it in Spanish. She didn't understand what I said. I told her to turn it off. Okay. Ramananda. ¿Todo bien?
Todo bien.
¿Qué carro traíste?
Hay un perrito.
¿Un qué? ¿Un qué?
Una carcachita ahí.
Oh. He said,
Bien.
I asked him what kind of car.
No, nada.
I asked him what kind of car, but he said it was make non-specific. He didn't tell me the kind of car it was. He just said it's a carcacha. Carcacha means a wreck. Just a jalopy. Carcacha means a jalopy. Okay. Ya voy a leer Chaitanya Charitamrita in idioma non-specific. All right, I'll start again. I'm going to start the whole thing again, but I'm not going to record it, I'll just say. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupad. This is Madhya-lila, chapter 16, the Lord's attempt to go to Vrindaban. And I'll start with verse number 1. Godadhyanam Goramega Sinchan Svalokanamritai Bhavagni Dagda Janata Viruda Samajivayat. By the nectar of his personal glance, the cloud known as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu poured water upon the garden of Godadesh and revived the people, who were like creepers and plants burning in the forest fire of material existence. Jaya Jaya Gora Chandra Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Sri Nityananda Prabhu, all glories to Sri Advaita Chandra, and all glories to all the devotees of the Lord. And all glories to Srila Bhakti Ashram Maharaj, who's with us today.
Yeah.
Prabhora Hoila Icha Jaite Vrindavan Shunya Prataparudra Hoila Viman. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu desired to go to Vrindavan, and Maharaj Prataparudra became very morose upon hearing this news. Sarvabhauma Ramananda Ani Duijan Duhake Kohena Raja Vinoi Bachan. The king therefore called for Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Ramananda Ray, and he spoke the following submissive words to them. Niladri Chari Prabhur Mana Anyatra Chaite Tomara Koraha Jatna Tahare Rakite. Prataparudra Maharaj said, please endeavor to keep Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu here at Jagannath Puri, for now he is thinking of going elsewhere. He's thinking of going to Vrindaban, and the king doesn't want that, so he calls Ramananda Ray and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and says, think of ways to detain Mahaprabhu, that he won't go to Vrindaban. I want him, please have him stay here. We don't want him to go away. And then Tahabina e Raja More Nahibai Gosai Rakite Korahanana Upai. Without Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this kingdom is not pleasing to me. Therefore, please try to devise some plans to enable the Lord to stay here. Ramananda Sarvabhauma Duijan Stane Tabe Jukti Kore Prabhu Jab Vrindavane. After this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself consulted with Ramananda Ray and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, saying, I shall go to Vrindaban. Duhe kohe rata jatra koradarashan kartika aile tabe koriha. Come on. Ramananda Ray and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya requested the Lord to first stay and observe the Ratha Yatra festival. Then when the month of Kartik arrived, he could go to Vrindaban. So now we're in the month of Kartik. This is Damodar Kartik month. Kartikaile kohe ebe mahashita doladyatra deki jao e malorita. So they said, first just wait for the Ratha Yatra to happen, and then when Kartik comes, you can go. But now, Kartika aile kohe ebe mahashita doladyatra deki jao e malorita. However, when the month of Kartik came, they both told the Lord, now it is very cold. It is better that you wait to see the Dol Yatra festival and then go. That will be very nice. Dol Yatra is holly. That's Dol Yatra, when they throw colored liquids. And Dol Yatra comes on the same day as Gaur Purnima. It's the same day, Dol Yatra. But in Bengal, Dol Yatra lasts many days. But the throwing of all the liquid is on that same day as Gaur Purnima. That day, if you go outside the gates of the Mat before 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you're going to come back drenched in color. Your hair, your clothes, your skin, everything will be colored. However, when the month of Kartik came, they told the Lord, now it is very cold. It is better that you wait to see the Dol Yatra festival and then go. That will be very nice. Anchi kali kore utai bibida upmai jaite samatina deya viche deramai. In this way, they both presented many impediments, indirectly not granting the Lord permission to go to Vrindaban. They did this because they were afraid of separation from him. And this is also what the king requested. Just please find ways to go now. My kingdom will be very empty without him. So please help me. Don't make some plans so that he won't leave. Jajapi Svatantra Prabhu Nahi Vivaran Bhakta Icha Bina Prabhu Nakore Gaman. Although the Lord is completely independent and no one can check him, he still did not go without the permission of his devotees. Tritiya Matsare Sab Godera Bhaktaga Nilachala Chalite Sabar Hoilaman. Then for the third year, all the devotees of Bengal wanted to return again to Jagannath Puri. So we already heard one Ratha Yatra, they asked Mahaprabhu to wait, and Mahaprabhu waited. That was, I believe, the second year. Now it says for the third year, all the devotees wanted to return again to Jagannath Puri for the Chaturmasya. The Chaturmasya begins about the time of the Ratha Yatra. Sabimele Gela Advaita Charjara Pashe Prabhu Dekite Acharya Chalila Ulase. All the Bengali devotees gathered around Advaita Acharya, and in great jubilation the Acharya departed for Jagannath Puri to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jajapi Prabhu Agya Godete Rahite Nityananda Prabhu Ke Prema Bhakti Prakashite Tatapi Chalila Mahaprabhu Ray Dekite Nityananda Prema Cheshta Ke Pare Bujite. Although the Lord told Nityananda Prabhu to stay in Bengal and spread ecstatic love for God, Nityananda left to go see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Who can understand Nityananda Prabhu's ecstatic love? Acharya Ratna Vidyanidhi Shriva Sramai Vasudeva Murari Govindari Tinbai Raghava Pandit Nija Jali Sajaya Kulina Grama Basi Chali Patadori Loya. All the devotees of Navadip departed, including Acharya Ratna, Vidyanidhi, Shrivas, Ramai, Vasudeva, Murari, Govinda, and his two brothers, and Raghava Pandit, who took bags of assorted foods. The inhabitants of Kulinagram, carrying silken ropes, also departed. Mahaprabhu asked them to bring strong silken ropes for the Ratha Yatra ceremony. Ratha Yatra. So today is the disappearance day of Vasudeva Ghosh, right? Did you sing any song of his? No, okay. After the class we'll have Revati sing, Vasudeva Ghosh's, right? You know that song, right? What's the name of the song? Okay, you can look. I'm going to go on though. Kandabasi Narahari Sri Raghunandana Sarvabhakta Chalitara Ke Kore Ganan. Narahari and Sri Raghunandana, who were from the village of Kanda. Many other devotees also departed. Who can count them? Shivananda Sen Kore Gati Samadan Sabare Palana Kore Suke Loya Jan. Shivananda Sen, who was in charge of the party, made arrangements to clear the tax collecting centers. He took care of all the devotees and happily traveled with them. So, because there's along the road there is called zamindars. Zamindars own large extensions of land. Like in Mexico, they would call them latifundistas. Those with a lot of land. So when you're traveling along the road, and it's fair because to maintain the road, they are maintaining the road, so they have tax collecting centers. And if you go on the road and you pass the tax collecting centers, you have to pay a tax according to the number of people that are passing on the road. So Shivananda Sen is in charge of paying all the taxes, which the local landlords are covering in different places to pass through their land. They still do that in Bengal in a different form. Now there be many young persons, they sometimes come onto the main road and block the road, and then they tell you they're collecting for Durga Puja or Kali Puja, and you should pay money. But really, it's not for Durga Puja or Kali Puja so much. It's just they're just kind of robbing you in a polite way. But when we would go with Govinda Maharaj would show them that no, I'm a sannyasi, Bengali, and then let him through. Sabara Sarvakarya Koren Dena Vasastan Shivananda Jani Udiya Patera Sandan. Shivananda Sen took care of all the necessities the devotees required. In particular, he made arrangements for residential quarters, and he knew the roads of Orissa. And they also do that in some ways. They do that in Mexico also, but it's called mordidas. And when we went with Govindamarsh, we had permission to pass, although we weren't supposed to be driving that day because our license plate ended at some number, but we had papers, and we showed the police the papers, and they accepted the papers. But when we were leaving, the police said, "Está bien, pero dame algo para que les puedo creer." He told us, okay, everything's okay, but please give me something so that I can believe you. That's what the police did. Very, very audacious and out front way of collecting money, huh? Sabara Sarvakarya Koren Dena Basastan Shivananda Jani Udiya Patera Sandan. Shivananda Sen took care of all the necessities the devotees required. In particular, he made arrangements for residential quarters, and he knew the roads of Orissa. Jagannath Puri is in the state of Orissa. So they're going from Bengal to Orissa, to, of course, Jagannath Puri. Sevatsara Prabhu Dekite Sabatakorani Chalila Charya Sange Achuta Janani. That year all the devotees' wives, Takaranis, also went to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sita Devi, the mother of Achyutananda, went with Advaitacharya. Sita Devi is the wife of Advaitacharya, and she's the mother of Achyutananda, who's a very outstanding, special devotee. Srivas Pandita Sange Chalila Malini Shivananda Sange Chale Tahara Grihini. Srivas Pandit also took his wife Malini, and the wife of Shivananda Sen also went with her husband. Shivanander Balak Nam Chaitanya Das Teho Chaliyache Prabhure Dekite Ulas. So Shivananda Sen's wife went with him, and Shivananda Sen's the leader of the group. He's the one that arranges all the residence. He for where they can stay, because they're traveling many days. So at night they have to find some place where they can take lodging. Maybe it's in a milkman's barn, but they need some quarters for all the devotees, and there are many devotees. Shivanander Balaknam Chaitanya Das Teho Chaliyache Prabhure Dekite Ulas. Chaitanya Das, the son of Shivananda Sen, also jubilantly accompanied them as they went to see the Lord. So the devotees are traveling with their wives and their kids and their children. I should say children, not kids. Kids are. Acharya Ratna Sange Chale Tahara Grihini Tahara Premana Kata Kahitena Jani. The wife of Chandrasekhar, Acharya Ratna. Chandrasekhar's another name is Acharya Ratna. So the wife of Chandrasekhar also went. I cannot describe the greatness of Chandrasekhar's love for the Lord. So Chandrasekhar was Acharya Ratna. He went with his wife. Sab Takarani Mahaprabhu ke Bikadite Prabhuranana Priya Dravya Nilagara Hoite. To offer Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu various types of food, all the wives of the great devotees brought from home various dishes that pleased Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So they brought with them all kinds of different things that they'd made in their houses. Shivananda Sen Kore Sab Samadan Gati Jala Pravodi Dena Sabare Basastan. As stated, Shivananda Sen made all arrangement for the party's necessities. In particular, he pacified the men in charge of levying taxes and found resting places for everyone. So he saw that all the taxes were paid, and he found resting places for all the devotees. And there's a substantial number of devotees going to see Mahaprabhu. Probably something in the neighborhood, a couple hundred people are traveling. Bhakya Diyakoran Sabar Sarvatra Palane Paramanande Jana Prabhura Darshane. Shivananda Sen also supplied food to all the devotees and took care of them along the way. In this way, feeling great happiness, he went to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Jagannath Puri. So to make all those arrangements, Shivananda Sen is the group leader, and he's very expert. So sometimes if there's some discussion about how much taxes would be paid, the devotees would go on ahead, and Shivananda Sen would stay back a little for a little bit of time to settle on a price. If they were asking for prices too high, he would stay back and just discuss with them so that they're not being overcharged. Shivananda Sen also supplied food to all the devotees and took care of them along the way. In this way, feeling great happiness, he went to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Jagannath Puri. Ramanaya Siya Koila Gopinatha Darshan Acharya Korila Tahan Kirtana Nartan. When they arrived at Ramuna, they went to see Lord Gopinath. In the temple there, Advaitacharya danced and chanted. Nityanandar Parichai Sabab Sevaka Sane Bahuta Samana Ashe Koila Sevaka Gane. All the priests of the temple had been previously acquainted with Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Therefore, they all came to offer great respects to the Lord. So these priests are all the pujaris. They're the pujaris of the Ramuna temple, which is the temple of Gopinath. And they all know Nityananda Prabhu from previously when he'd come there. So all the different pujaris, all the different priests came to receive, to greet Nityananda and the devotees. Say Ratri Sab Mahanta Tahai Rohila Barakira Ani Age Sevaka Darila. That night all the great devotees remained in the temple, and the priests brought 12 pots of condensed milk, which they placed before Lord Nityananda Prabhu. So this condensed milk is called kheer. And in this translation is correct. Previous translations, they translated kheer as sweet rice, but it doesn't have rice in it. It's condensed milk. Kira Bhanti Sabara Dila Prabhu Nityananda Kira Prasad Paya Sabara Borila Ananda. When the condensed milk, or kheer, was placed before Nityananda Prabhu, he distributed the prasadam to everyone, and thus everyone's transcendental bliss increased. Madhava Purir Kata Gopala Stapan Tahare Gopala Jaiche Magila Chandan. They then all discussed the story of Sri Madhavendra Puri's installation of the Gopal deity, and they discussed how Gopal begged sandalwood from him. Gopal, the deity in Vrindaban, the Gopal deity is on top of Govardhan Hill, and that deity was discovered hidden in the jungle by Madhavendra Puri. So now all the devotees are traveling with Nityananda Prabhu to Jagannath Puri, and they stop at the Ramuna temple, where the story of Kheer Chor Gopinath, the deity who stole the kheer for his devotee Madhavendra Puri. They're discussing that. They then all discussed the story of Sri Madhavendra Puri's installation of the Gopal deity, and they discussed how Gopal begged sandalwood from him. So Madhavendra Puri was traveling to Jagannath Puri to get sandalwood for the Gopal deity in Vrindaban. The Gopal deity said, "It's very hot here, my bodily temperature is increased, even though you've tried to satisfy me in so many ways, but I need to cool down my body. I need sandalwood paste from Malaya sandalwood paste, which was from near Jagannath Puri. So he asked, the deity asked Madhavendra Puri to go get that sandalwood for him. Madhavendra Puri stopped in Raimuna, and there's this, a famous story of the stealing of the kheer for Madhavendra Puri, because Madhavendra Puri, when he was there, he tasted that kheer and he thought, well, no, he heard about the kheer being very famous, and he thought, if I could taste that kheer, then I would know how to prepare that kheer for my deity of Gopal. But then the kheer was being offered, so he felt ashamed of himself for wanting to taste what was being offered to the deity. So he left the temple and went to the empty marketplace. It was night. It was nighttime, so the marketplace was empty, and he just sat there and chanted. But in the meantime, the deity the deity actually hid one of the pots of kheer and told the pujari to take it to Madhavendra Puri. So that's famous pastime. Tara lage Gopinath kira chori koila Mahaprabhur muke age ekatas shunila. It was Gopinath who stole condensed milk for the sake of Madhavendra Puri. This incident had been previously related by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. Sekata Sabar Madhye Kohenityananda Shunya Vaishnava Mane Barilananda. The same narration was again related by Sri Nityananda Sri Nityananda Prabhu to all the devotees, and their transcendental bliss increased as they heard the story again. Emanta Chali Chali Kataka Aila Saki Gopala Deke Sabe Saidina Rakila. Walking and walking in this way, the devotees arrived at the city of Katak, where they remained for a day and saw the temple of Sakshi Gopal, witnessing Gopal. It's another pastime which has been previously related in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Saki Gopala Rakate Kata Kohenityananda. Saki Gopala Kata Kohenityananda Shunya Vaishnava Mane Borilananda. Annoying sneezing. It sounds very loud in the microphone. It sounds like an explosion. So that's why I edit that out of the tapes. So there's no exploding sneezes. Saki Gopala Rakata Kohenityananda Shunya Vaishnava Mane Borilananda. When Nityananda Prabhu described all the activities of Sakshi Gopal, transcendental bliss increased in the minds of all the Vaishnavas. Prabhu ke milite sabar utkante antere shigra koryaila sabe Sri Nilachala. Everyone in the party was very anxious at heart to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Therefore, they hastily went on to Jagannath Puri. Ataranala ke aila gosai shunya duimala pataila govinda hatediya. When they arrived at a bridge called Ataranala, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, hearing the news of their arrival, sent 2 garlands with Govinda. And Govinda is Mahaprabhu's personal servant. Dui Mala Govinda, Dui Jani Paraila, Advaita, Avaduta Gosai, Bora Sukha Paila. Govinda offered the 2 garlands to Advaitacharya and Nityananda Prabhu, and they both became very happy. So here Nityananda Prabhu is called Avadut. Avadut means Nityananda Prabhu. Tahaya Ramba Koila Krishna Sankirtan Nachite Chali Aila Duijan. Indeed, they began chanting the holy name of Krishna on that very spot, In this way, dancing and dancing, Advaitacharya and Nityananda Prabhu reached Jagannath Puri. So Mahaprabhu sent garlands for Advaitacharya and Nityananda Prabhu, and then they're all singing and dancing to Jagannath Puri. Puna Maladiya Sarupare Nijagan Agubore Patayla Sachiranandan. Then, for the second time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sent garlands through Swarup Damodar and other personal associates. Thus, they went forward, sent by the son of Mother Sachi. Well, son of Mother Sachi. This is the name of Mahaprabhu, Sachirananda. Okay? Narendra Siyatahan Savare Milila Mahaprabhu Dattamala Savare Parala. When the devotees from Bengal reached Lake Narendra, or Narendra Sarovara, Swarup Damodar and the others met them and offered them the garlands given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And when we would always go to for Parikrama in Navadip, Srila Govinda Maharaj would be there when all the Parikrama party was in the temple, and he would present garlands to all the devotees and sandalwood. And then we would leave for Parikrama. Govinda Maharaj would go to the gate and see all the devotees as they left the gate and went to the Parikrama. Simadvara Nigate Aila Shunigonarai Apaneya Siya Prabhu Milila Savai. When the devotees finally reached the Lion Gate, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard the news and personally went to meet them. So the Simadvara, that's the name of the entrance into the Jagannath Puri temple. There's a big gate with lions there. Lions, at the gate. It's the Simadwar, and Mahaprabhu went there to meet all the devotees. Sabaloya Koila Jagannath Darshan, Sabaloya Aila Puna Apana Bhavan. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all his devotees visited Lord Jagannath. Finally, accompanied by them all, he returned to his own residence. Vaninath Kashi Mishra Prasad Anila Swahaste Savare Prabhu Prasadako Ko Jaila. Vaninath Roy and Kashi Mishra then brought a large quantity of prasadam, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu distributed it with his own hand and fed them all. I'll read one more verse, but since we're talking about distributing prasadam, we're going to finish here, and the devotees are going to distribute prasadam to everyone, and Revati will sing Vasudeva Ghosha's kirtan. Purva Vatsara Jara Jay Vashastan Tahan Sabha Pataya Korela Vishram. In the previous year, everyone had his own particular residence, and the same residences were again offered. Thus they all went to take rest. Okay, so Jai Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai. Srila Bhakti Kusham Ashram Maharaj ki Jai. Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Ramananda Prabhu and his family ki Jai. All the assembled devotees ki Jai. Gaur Ramananda. And Inakshi has come from Hawaii. And she has said she never wants to leave here. What page, Revati? 135. Today is Vasudeva Ghosha's disappearance.
Disappearance, yes.
Yeah. So
Also the disappearance of some god brother of Sanjay's god brother of Srila Maharaj.
okay, and today is also Bratrir.
Yes, that.
That's when brothers and sisters would cook a meal for their brothers, and they would exchange like bracelets made of red thread. Okay, 135, Jadi Gora Na Hote by Srila Vasudeva Ghosh, and today is his divine disappearance. So we asked Revati to sing this because so many years she heard all these songs from and also from Bhakti Bandava Puri Maharaj. We all knew him as Raja Ram, and he made a songbook and he knew all the different songs. So, okay, Revati, page 135, Jadi Gora Na Hote. All right, better go. Jadi Gora Na Hoto Tadi Kiyoito Kemane Gori Kande Sararata Hima Prema Rasa Sima Radha Rama Hima Prema Rasa Sima Jagata Janata Ke Madhya-lila Managuri Prabhesheka Turisa song is called Jadi Gora Na Hoto by Srila Vasudeva Ghosh. And Jadi Gora Na Hoto Tave Ki Hoito Kemone Doritam De Radhara Mahima Prima Rasa Sima Jagate Janatake. If Lord Gora had not come, then what would have become of us? If Mahaprabhu had not come, what would have become of us? How could we have maintained our lives? If he had not come, then how could we know of the glories of Sri Radha and the topmost limit of ecstatic love of Krishna? Madhura Brinda Bipina Madhuri Pravesha Chaturi Sar Bharaja Juvati Babera Bhakati Shakati Hoitokar. Who would have had the capacity to render ecstatic devotional service following the mood of the damsels of Braja, following the mood of the gopis of Vrindaban? Indeed, the clever expertise of the Braja gopis is essential for entering the supremely sweet forest of Vrinda, Sri Vrindaban. Gal Puna Puna Goranger Guna Sarala Sharala Koriyaman Ebava Sagare Emona Doyala Nadekiye Ekjan. Sing again and again the wonderful qualities of Lord Gauranga while keeping your heart simple. In the ocean of this material world, not a single person has ever seen such a magnanimous and merciful Lord. Goranga Bolia Nagenu Golia Kemone Dorinu De Vasar Hiya Pashanadiya Kemone Godiyache. Even though I am chanting Gauranga, somehow I have not melted in ecstatic love. So how have I maintained the burden of this body? How is it that the Creator has given this Vasu a stone in place of his heart? This, he says, has given this Vasu. His name is Vasudeva Ghosh. So he wrote this beautiful song. And now we will have Ashram Maharaj. We'll end here. He'll sing Hari Haraya.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jadhavaya Namaha.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jadhavaya Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Gadadhar Srivasari Tora Bhaktivedanta Jaya Rupa Sanatan Bhattacharya jabe braje koyaba. Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Garanga Gandharvika Giridhara Juki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Pad Paramansa Paravajaka Charyashtatara Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Kusham Ashram Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajaka Charyashtatara Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Tilak Nehriya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajaka Charyashtatara Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Nirmalacharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajaka Charyashtatara Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajaka Charyashtatara Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishordas Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Sachidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Bharga Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Premsi Gaur Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Harshi Basani Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vishwaparanya Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupad Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Shri Mayapur Ki Jai. Saparshada Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Saparshada Shriman Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Shri Koladvip ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki jai. Soquel Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Seva Ashram ki jai. Ganga Devi ki jai. Tulasi Maharani ki jai. Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Vrindaban Dham ki jai. Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopi Govardhan Sham Kuna Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Jo ki jai. Shri Vasudeva Ghosh Tirubhav Mahotsav ki jai. Shri Kartik Vrata ki jai. Shri Damodar Vrata ki jai. Shri Niyama Seva ki jai. Shri Urja Vrata ki jai. All the assembled devotees ki jai. Gorp Ramanande Hare Hare.
Bhakti Pavan Janardan Maharaj ki jai. Srila Bhakti Pavan Janardan Maharaj ki jai.
Jai Shri Ramananda Prabhu ki jai. Shri Janavi and Janaki ki jai. All the assembled devotees ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hare. All this